Boom, we're pre-recorded again today. We're going to be going over Bitcoin, Omisego, Neo, because you guys asked, and Litecoin. It's going to keep doing little updates like this amidst all the blogs as well. So with that in mind, let's dive right in for the rest of the day. Okay, so here we go. We're going to dive straight into Bitcoin, and we've been watching this area here. Look at this. It's stubbed right up against that $6,700 mark, $6,800, and then came right back down. And now we're actually seeing this uptrend here, right? Let's draw it, bang, 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 like this. So this is what we're seeing, and this is where we want to break to as well. So we're going to keep an eye on this chart over the next week. I'm going to draw that line, I'm going to drop it, and I'm going to leave it. We're not going to touch it. And the reason being is because we want to see what happens as we break through this line. Because once we break through on the bottom, we'll likely come back down and test. But if not, I think we're going to continue up to the $7,000 range, probably somewhere by October, the first week of October. So we'll keep an eye on that. Again, this is really pivotal times right now for the price discovery in Bitcoin, and I think it's really kind of flushing people in and out of the game. So we're going to keep an eye on Bitcoin at this point here. We think in the next, about week and a half, we'll probably see around $7,000 again. We've been looking for that breakout, but as you can see here, we've stubbed up against this $6,700 line 1, 2, 3 times. That's not a great sign. It's actually... It doesn't feel particularly bullish because we haven't broken through that. But we have this consistent uptrend. And even more important, on the long term, we actually have higher lows consistently. So you can actually see that this line here along the bottom is actually the consistent higher lows that we've had since July, which is actually a positive sign, but we still haven't broken through that downward trend. And there's actually 2 really strong downtrends, but we're just following one of them right now because it's the most important. So we'll leave that on Bitcoin. So we'll come back tomorrow and take a look to see how that's progressed. Again, this is technical analysis. Where we're basically, it's not about predicting or knowing exactly what will happen, but it's about being able to make the right decision exactly when the time frame breaks. And we've seen that multiple times before. Again, when we hit that $7,400 line, everyone cried manipulation because it dropped, but we knew that was going to happen. Shorting that position was obvious. It'd been obvious for weeks in advance. So why not do it? It just makes sense. It's not manipulation. It's called intelligent trading, and that's what most people do. If you're a hodler, sure, it might look like manipulation, but just get used to the waters of people playing around. I don't think they're the same. Anyways, it's an entirely different story. It depends how you look at it. I don't think you can escape nature, so I don't think you can play outside of its bounds. Just my sentiments. You guys, I'm a big fan of Omisego, and we've seen a big jump off the bottom here in the last 24 hours, which is nice. Again, I'm looking for a re-entry point for a lot of my I'm going to call it my alternative digital currency hunting season. Feels like it's coming up. I think somewhere in the middle of October, we should probably find the final lows. But again, we're dependent entirely upon the price of Bitcoin as it's our unit of account. So with that in mind, we will be keeping a close eye on Omisego because we've stubbed up against the bottom here. We're actually at consistent all-time lows for Omisego since its inception here in early of November-ish. We saw the recent lows, and this is in comparison to Bitcoin price, again, our unit of account. So this actually looks like a fairly good entry point for me, even though we've had a 5% uptick today. We've just had nothing but downtrends since May. Again, for those of you that are Bear family members, please join the Telegram channel in the links below. We sold all of our alternative digital assets in May at a high, which was fantastic. Not the high, but pretty dang close. So again, join the Telegram channel. Smash that thumbs up button if you like this content. If you're new to the Bear family, please subscribe and hit that little bell. That way, if we go live, you guys will be notified. But it's important to keep the conversation going in the Telegram channel. So thank you to all the Bear family members that are so supportive and helpful of everyone that shows up, welcoming and sending them to the direction they might need help in. So now that Omisego is down near this all-time bottom, we rode that. So glad we didn't hold on to OMG or Neo through any of this, which brings me to the next token. Let's take a look at Neo versus Bitcoin as well. We had a consistent downtrend here. See here, you can see in Neo, we didn't pull the all-time high, but we took this little last peak in May as this was like, okay, well, this is starting to get dangerous. And as you can see here, this beautiful pattern that seems to always unfold in the alternative digital currency space is this 236 line is so powerful. So now that NEO is stubbed up against the bottom here too, I think this is probably the low for NEO that we'll see. So both Omisego and NEO, two tokens that we're fairly big fans of, are getting close to our entry level points, which is great because if we had ridden that down, I think we sold NEO at around $100, 120, which is extremely high. It's down now at $20, so it's, again, a massive profit taking by returning. You can't short NEO, but if you could, that would have been a great one too. So I'm not going to re-enter these positions yet, but this low volume or this consistent volume right around the 236 line is indicative to me of a price reversal in the coming month or two here. But again, we have to keep our eyes on that. And then lastly, Litecoin. I know you guys are a big fan of Litecoin as well. I don't necessarily think it's done moving its way to the bottom, although it's really, really close. As you can see, we've hit the recent low versus Bitcoin that we had in November of last year. Sorry, actually, this is in US dollars. So in November of last year is where we returned to with Litecoin. So, and again, I bet you if I draw this Fibonacci retracement, you'll see a nice return to the 236 line. Oh, actually below that, look at this. We've gone below the 236 line, but we found a fairly stable line of support and resistance right here. Look how many, look high, high, low, high, low, high, low, all the way through the bottom. So this seems pretty consistent with where you would see a lot of the support come in anyways. So I do suspect we can go a little bit lower, probably to the $40 mark as Bitcoin comes down after its next high. So I will be accumulating Litecoin then, but other than that, we sold all of our Litecoin in May as well at around $175. We actually bought a bunch at that point, and as soon as the trade turned the opposite way, we sold everything. We thought it was going to jump up here and test the 618 line. You can actually, I left that video up when I said Litecoin to 260 or something like this. As soon as we didn't break through the 0.5 line right here, this was a large indicator that we weren't going to continue, but I didn't want to miss the run. So that was a prime example of one of those times where we actually took a loss instead of a profit because our trade didn't play out the way we had thought. So that's very important to follow whatever game plan you lay out and stick to it because it will keep you in check as well, which is great. So again, I'm a long-term Litecoin fan, but just as much as a Litecoin fan, I'll throw this in here at the end too. I am a Digibyte fan, and Digibyte is, again, it's right up against where I considered its bottom was around this 380 Satoshi mark, 370 Satoshi mark on the 382 line here. So by the early of next month, I will be looking to re-enter all of those positions. So very excited about that. But again, it depends entirely on what Bitcoin does. Anyways, we'll keep that in mind. If you guys have any thoughts, questions, comments, please leave those down below. I do my best to answer them as effectively as possible. If you like this content, throw us those thumbs up. If you're new to the Bear family, please do remember to hit that little bell that way, otherwise you won't get notified. If subscription doesn't seem to mean a whole lot anymore, YouTube does require you to hit that little bell to be notified. And if you're not notified, how will you know when we make videos? When we make videos often, you probably want to be notified. Anyways, just a thought. This is Tio in the Arcane Bear. We're going to sign off for the rest of the afternoon. Thank you guys so much for always being so supportive. Bear family, you are fantastic. Whether it's your morning, your evening, or your afternoon, maybe you're fast asleep, we hope you have a fantastic time. Give your loved ones a hug. If they're not close, tell them you love them. These are extremely important parts of staying rich and wealthy in your own life. And to the rest of my family as well that I'm sure watch these videos, I love all of you as well. We'll see you guys on the other side.